counting the crowds that are pulling in. I know that with Davey's story, there are a lot of people that are inspired to hear what he has to say.
It's gotta be love, I said it. You gotta know I'm feeling love.
The reason why we get a cool venue in Durban and the reason why we try and find inspiring stories within our city is to really encourage every single one of you to be intentional about the stories that you live.
Davey, we want to welcome you up to the story session stage, and why don't you guys just give him a big round of applause.
And my grandfather decided it'd be a good idea to go work in the slaughterhouse. I was 9 years old at the time. It's probably his idea to grow you up. And I went and I saw it, and I kind of had this insight into something I'd never experienced. And I saw cruelty and I saw pain for the first time. And it hurt me. It hurt me so much that I detested it. I detested cruelty, and I grew up my whole life trying to understand why. Why do we do these types of things? And it's cruelty in any way. And I realized that adventure provided a platform that could be my source of activism. And about 10 minutes after paddling, I just feel this impact hit me in the back. And I fell into the river, and I just sank. And as I sank deeper, I thought, okay, Dave, if you don't do something, you're going to drown in this river. And fortunately, I regained a bit of movement from the waist down, and I kicked to the surface. After that second impact, I then thought I was being attacked by some creature within the jungle, within the river, because it didn't make sense. I eventually got to the riverbank, and it was about knee-deep water, and I remember I just collapsed in like a heap. And while I was sitting there, a third impact hit me on the right side of the face. It was at that time that I realized, you've been shot. Seeing the blood, knowing how isolated I was in the jungle, I said to myself at the moment, Davey, this is it. This is where you die. And, you know, when you're in those moments where you don't even know if you can have another breath, one breath becomes an incredible, powerful source of motivation. So I would say to myself, okay, if you've been alive for 1 hour, you can do one more hour. Yeah. And I would just find these small, tiny little sources that could inspire me to just say, okay, you can use this to affirm that you're going to get out.
No matter how positive, motivated, and optimistic I was, if I hadn't received the support that I had from the communities in the jungle, I would have eventually perished somewhere in the Amazon. I had lost the idea of an ego-driven story and substituted it with a story of unlimited potential within the integrated and collective spirit of humanity, realizing that the power lies within many having the same values and driving forces and not in the mindset of one.
That's a good, I can't believe I wrote that. And I remember when on one of the boat rides, this guy just came and he was sitting in front of me, and I was lying down. He put his hand on my chest and he just started singing this song, and it was so soothing. Where I said, you know what? You don't understand these people. You don't know if you're ever going to get out of here, but hold on for a few more moments. And it was what people did they essentially gave me the hope to want to live. And I told myself that this is not going to be a story of you surviving. This is going to be a story of the huge potential and power within people helping someone else.
Like, so many times we neglect doing stuff for the good of the environment or anything like that, because we're thinking of our own selves. But I think he woke me up, and it was amazing. It was nice to see someone doing something different and doing something for a good purpose.
Good, just how ordinary guys can inspire the masses, and also just the human spirit. How when faced with adversity, how the human spirit rises up, and that's just, that's something God's put in us.
I was very inspired by it. I feel like it's something that just reminds us that we need to do our parts, and that we just really need to also pull our weight, see where we can help. Even if it's something small, it's something.
I suppose for me, it was a combination of the power he had mentally to focus on the positives and not get paralyzed by his fear, but also just the amazing people that surrounded him and came around to help him. Like that's what made the difference in the end.